I failed. Through my entire life, I failed countless times. I failed before I understood how important failure is to achieve success, and I failed after I did. I failed to say this sentence for a first time, and I am really wholeheartedly grateful for all of these failures. Stick with me till the end, and I will tell you about these failures, how did I fail, and what did I learn from all of these mistakes. And of course, convince you to treat failures as lessons too. First thing, public speaking. If I was to speak about all the mistakes I did when I was speaking in public, this video would take too long. I was always a shy kid. The only way of talking that I was comfortable with, only way of speaking I was comfortable with was speaking through Skype or Discord. That's why when it came to present something in class, I was always really disappointed in myself. My hands were sweating, my heart was racing, and my breath was shallow. I often stuttered and get mad that I forget my script. That's right, my tactic was to write a script earlier and learn it by heart. I don't have to tell you how stupid that plan is. Speaking in restaurants even was scary, but finally, during university, I understood. It took a while, but I understood. I understood how stupid my idea was. I stopped memorizing scripts and started just writing some bullet points, which gave me much more control and freedom to speak my mind. And I became more flexible with my speeches. This technique, this mindset change, combined with 1 year in Japan when I had to speak, we had speeches constantly in school in Japanese, really did wonders to my ability to speak in public. And well, YouTube took a big part too, because, well, I am speaking to the public right now. And the second thing I want to speak about is exactly that, YouTube. Well, in January of 2024, I started a channel with my then girlfriend, now fiancé. We had no prior experience in YouTube in doing videos, creating content, so as you can guess, it didn't go very well. It was a channel about literature in Polish. We are speaking slowly, we are speaking with no energy at all, and our videos were really long, so it was nothing that would keep people engaged in them. But we started, and that's what mattered. We took action, and I learned on our mistakes and created my own channel half a year later. It was better. People were really watching it in hundreds, sometimes thousands, but I didn't succeed and stopped posting. Why? Because I made more mistakes. I wasn't talking about the product I was selling enough, and I complicated way of giving me money. It was too hard to even check the product. You had to write an email for me. It's too much effort. It was not just clicking a link and checking it out like you can do with my community right now. You had to write a full-blown email to me. I was also struggling with the editing. I didn't like it because some of my videos were long, some were short, some were more edited, some were less edited, and it didn't give a vibe that it was all the same channel, really. I didn't have good hooks, and I had other technical issues, like struggling to make good thumbnails, titles, and other this technical stuff. And this is my third channel, and I guess it will perform well, or at least better than my previous channels. The third thing is human interaction, speaking for myself. Again, I was a bad speaker. Even in private conversations, talking with me was blunt and unemotional, so no one was really speaking with me. I was afraid to speak how I wanted. I was speaking more to myself than to the other person. My voice was low, I was quiet, and it was just unpleasant to speak with me. But again, I didn't stop. I analyzed what I was doing bad. I improved. I started speaking louder. I started listening more than speaking about myself. I started throwing some jokes here and there. I learned some, I don't know, speaking techniques. I read some books like How to Win Friends and Influence People. Was the most important. I recently started seeking opportunities to speak with strangers, because more interactions equal more fails equal more improvements I can make and speak better. And the fourth thing is responsibility, because even though I began my self-improvement journey in 2022, I couldn't change that I was living like a big baby for around 20 years. And it still comes back sometimes, especially in difficult situations, and it makes these tough times even tougher. There were few situations in these 2-3 years that I could have acted as a man, but instead I acted like a baby I was in this moment. These situations, these moments were really devastating back then when they were happening, but I am really grateful they happened, because of them I learned that sometimes it is more beneficial for me to stop talking, go to my room, meditate for a while and calm myself, and then come back to talking. This way a lot of difficult situations can be really omitted. I also learned that it is better for me not to change my ashwagandha supplementation when something difficult is about to happen, because it really destroys my ability to control my emotions then. And I also learned that sometimes it is better to think less and speak less and just do some other things, and the situation, the problem will solve itself in no time. Every of these tough moments made me tougher in the future. So again, failure and mistakes, they happen, they hurt, but they are great. If not for them, I would have stayed in the same place for a long time. The same place I was a long time ago. And now I love all my mistakes. I am grateful for them. And you also should be grateful for your mistakes. You should love your failures and learn from them all the time. And if you want to share your story about your mistakes, I invite you to Fearproof Academy, link is in the description. And if you want to know what's the number one thing stopping you from achieving success, check this video.